All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, 9:30, right here on 21.6 The Net. That means it's time for Metaphysical Meanderings with Lana, Duncan, Lana.
Nope. Lana.
Lana, I did it right. For crying out loud. Lana,
There you go.
Duncan
You're right.
Hargraves, master psychic, and a special.
care.
No, okay, all right, okay. That's it. See, I'm reading all of the stuff that's
You
listed
know what?
up here for you. Yeah.
When people don't know me well, I know that it's Lana, and I'll know right away. Okay, who is this?
Yeah.
Like if you know me well, it's Lana, but it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Lana, okay, all right. Well, here we go. Lana, this is your show. You take it away. Introduce your special guest, and I'm going to go ahead and plug him back in.
Hi, everybody. What we're doing today is, remember, this is Metaphysical Meanderings. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm doing some numerology, your personal number, but I'm also interviewing a Bigfoot hunter. Now, I am a huge believer in all of this because there has been things on my property at my house. I live in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's one of the most bizarre. There's like, we always talk about a triangle. There's just so much metaphysical activity that even a lot of psychics are there. So I have a guy on the phone. He is a Bigfoot hunter. And I'm going to give him an interview because it's really cool. And he lives near me, so it's even cooler. And his name's Al Powers. And he actually has a couple prints, and he has a little story to tell. So let's see if we can get him on here. All right. Hi, Al. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Uh-oh. There. Hold it. Got it? Are you there?
Good morning.
There we go. This is Al. How are you, Al?
I'm just fine, Lana. It's a pleasure to talk to you again.
Good. I found him on Facebook in a group from the weird strange Wisconsin or something, and we started talking. He lives just up the street, and so tell me. So what do you really think a Bigfoot is? Are they real? Do you really think they're real?
I believe they're real, and it could be, so many things. I don't believe the alien thing, but yes, they are out there waiting to be found. They're very sneaky, and it's always an adventure to go looking for them.
Do you think that maybe that we're not finding them because they have the same intelligence as us?
I actually think they're a little higher intelligence.
You think so? Okay.
It goes all the way back to the Native Americans,
Yes.
and
Yes.
The spirituality of the creature itself is phenomenal. Just take a look at that, study that a little bit, and you'll get a better idea, I think, of why you only find one footprint, two footprints, and they just disappear.
I agree with you. I'm a huge follower of Native American belief systems. I live on sacred ground with 9 mountains just down within walking distance of me. And I believe from what I have seen, and I've talked to a lot of Native American people, I go to powwows, that they're called tulpas. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yes.
Okay. So explain to them what a tulpa is.
Well, my understanding of it, it's a protector of the woods, nature itself.
Yeah, and
Simply put, that's
exactly. Well, because, and also collectively as human beings, because we believe in something, they start to exist. They've proven this in studies that we can create like that. And that's why it seems real mysterious, but there's something to that. Some people say they've always been around. I don't know. I kind of believe in both. But I know I've had something at my house, and we talked about that. It's more of a Beast of Bray Road, or like a werewolf. It's a whole nother show. But you do have some prints to show us, and you have a story to tell, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
certainly.
All right. So do we have the footprints? Okay. They're really cool, and they're real wide. They're really, because we were looking at them and we're like, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was just I come across it simply by accident. Actually, I wasn't hunting; I was just camping.
Wow.
And if you
where were you?
is-
You're here in Wisconsin, or were you somewhere else?
no, this was Missouri.
Missouri.
And
Okay.
Missouri is very populated with the Squatch, and I was walking, just taking a hike by myself. I had been down the road maybe 10 minutes before. I went back, and there the footprint was.
Okay.
Um,
Now,
and
you had told me that you said you smelled something too. Was there like a smell after because he had been really close?
There was the rot, for lack of a better word, bad meat, a lot of of nasty garbage, but it wasn't as powerful and overpowering as they talk about on the television and things like that. But
maybe
it was very
clean,
distinctive.
Maybe it was a Bigfoot that takes a bath. Eh?
It's very possible.
Hey,
there's a water supply close.
I have been told, and I have done some research on my own. And in the past, in the early 1800s, they said that there were Sasquatch, Bigfoot people that lived among human beings. Back in Kentucky and stuff. If do the research, you guys, you'll be like, really? And this is like from 200 years ago. So this was written then. So anyway, we had another print you can see better. Can you get that one? Thank you, Pete. Okay, it's just cool. It's cool. And the more you get into it, the more you can't deny that this stuff's real. Because I actually have another person I'm going to be in. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it real well. But the foot is like this wide. I mean, and it's like this big. So it's like, and he had a baton next to it. What would you say how big that is?
That's a 14-inch baton. So I'm figuring the length itself is like, maybe 18 inches.
That's the toes. Yeah, the toes. 18 inches. And see, my foot, and I have a big foot for a woman, is like 11. So inches long, because I know it is. So that tells you it's almost double. So this person, this being has to be, how much do you think it would weigh?
Oh, I hazard a guess because I don't like to get into that kind of thing. So, you do all the math with the length.
It's got to be more than 400 pounds. It's got to be.
Oh, at least. At least. To make, that was just loose gravel.
Yeah,
and to make that, and you can see the ball. You can see the ball of the foot, all the toes.
Well, you can see, you can see the right, and there's like a triangle there. There's like a on the picture. For anybody that can't see this, go to 216thenet.com. You can see these pictures. They're cool. Okay. So
you're the first I've shared those with, by the way.
Good. Awesome.
I don't like a lot of things floating around the internet.
Well, exactly, and they'll come right back to you, so that way you don't.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
You get a lot of skeptics. I don't know, but I was on one of the websites and just asking, and there were people that got nasty and calling me stupid and stuff. I'm sorry, but why would you not have an open mind? I don't get it. There's things or heaven and earth that we don't not even have an inkling of understanding yet. So
exactly.
Yeah. So are you an active hunt? Do you still kind of look around for them? Are you still kind of hunting? Are you part of the group yet? You were part of a group for a while. So are you still a part of that?
Yeah, I started a group in Missouri. I was part of another group in Missouri before I started my own.
Okay.
I'm moved to Wisconsin a few years ago and was kind of disappointed and depressed because I was leaving my hunting grounds.
Exactly.
But Wisconsin has surprised me. And
there's weird stuff here, and I've lived all over, and this is the weirdest place I've lived in Minnesota. I lived in Illinois. I spent a lot of time in Florida. There is something here. There's like a triangle. There's like
it is.
Of activity.
Wisconsin's fabulous.
Yep.
It is fabulous with all kinds of activity and anomalies to look for.
Yep, exactly. So cool. Okay. So if we wanted to contact you, and maybe somebody might have an experience out there, maybe they want to share pictures with you, maybe they want to talk to you. I've heard that there's hair samples and they can't identify it. Is that true? Some people have them. Have you heard about that?
I've heard about it, but I don't know about locally or here in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I know there's samples from, out west and in the south. But
okay. I heard that it was stuck on a barbed wire, and they did it, and it was a hominid, or it related to humans. It was a humanoid, but there was unidentified. I've heard all kinds of things. And I actually was talking to somebody at one point, so they'll probably be on here too eventually. Anyway.
Oh, that'd be great.
Does anybody have any questions? Because this is pretty cool. I just think this is the coolest thing. It's cool. You can ask any questions. Now, how can we get a hold of you? If they've got something they want to show you or, okay. Hi, Anna. I'm answering some of my people on Facebook. Hi, Michael. Hi, guys. I got some people that are just telling me hi.
That's fine. That's wonderful.
What can we send? Can we send it in the hills?
Yes, that you can send it through via email there at In the Hills.
If you've got anything you want to show him or talk to him about, it's In the Hills. And tell him again, what is it?
ATT.net.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll have to get
There's
together.
also-
Go ahead.
I also have the Facebook page, Southern Wisconsin Anomaly Tracker, SWAT.
Okay.
That
All right.
I like to post things on. Of course, it's been a rough year for everybody.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it has been. Anomaly trackers. Cool. All right, there we go.
How do you spell anomaly?
Anomaly.
Spell anomaly?
Well, you can't spell anomaly.
ANOMALY.
You can't spell anomaly without Al.
There we go.
There you go. Trackers. Remember, I'm a school teacher. I can
There
spell
you
it
go.
well. Okay. Blessings to you. If anybody wants to contact him, go ahead. Go for it. It's just really cool. So.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear from anybody.
Okay. Yeah, and then just discuss it with him. Just have a discussion with him, because I mean, we all keep an open mind. People tell me things, and I am never surprised. I'm never surprised. I keep a very open mind. So, and I know Al does too. All right.
Very much.
Take care, Al, and we'll be contacting you. I'll be talking to you. We'll go to Weary Road. We'll take a trip out
Anytime.
there. If anybody doesn't know that it has its own website, and trust me, it's very haunted. Anyway,
It's
all
great.
right. Blessings to you. Okay. Take care.
Thank you, Lana.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So, if you want to ask Al questions, go ahead. You can now send him. Where was that? In the Hills at AT&T.net. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, and I know this is what most people are waiting for. I'm gonna start your life path. This is all about you, by the way. Now, numerology is so true that it kills me, because you're like, how does it work? You can't, because numbers are magic. I used to always tell my students numbers are magic, especially 9. Because if you think about it, 9 times 1 is not, it's like itself. You know what I'm saying? You know, the numbers go up on one side, then they go down the other. So 18, 27, they're a magic number. So you look at 5 times 9, 45. Yeah, it's a magic number. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is, we have life paths. Now, there's 2 ways to do your life paths, okay? So let me explain what that means. You're what you're really working on. Now, remember I told you about your north node? Your north node will play into this. Now, I'm going to tell you mine, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. Okay? And so there's 2 ways. You could do it by your full name. That means, and no married names, no changes. My official name at birth was Lana Jean Duncan. That I would take and put that all together, and you'll come up with a number. And that's your number, your name number, your birth number. But then you've got a life path number. That's your birth date. That's the first one I'm going to go for. So if you've got, this is my birthday. Now, I can put it on the screen, but I know this is a podcast. So mine is 12 plus 19 plus 1966. Yeah, I know it dated me. So, all right. And so 12 is added together. It's a 3. Now, my 19 is added together. It's a 10 or a 1, because zeros don't count. Now, the 1966 becomes a 1, a 0, a 10, 1 and 9 is 10. 66 is 12. So it's a 3. It becomes a 4. Okay? Do you understand that? I'm going to explain that again. Remember, I taught middle school for years. So if I over-explain it, it's because I'm used to teaching 12-year-olds. But If you've got a 1 and a 9, that's a 10. That's a 1 because you get rid of the 0. Then 66 is 12. So that becomes 3 because it's 12. 1 and 2 becomes 3. Then you take, so I've got so far 3 plus 1 plus 4. I'm an 8. 8 is an infinity symbol. I'll explain what that means, okay? And so, didn't you say you were an 8 too, right, Pete? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go through this, okay? So you guys quick run through and get your numbers, okay? All right? Mary Jane, lost you. What did I miss? We're doing numerology and your life path according to your birth date, okay? So, hi guys. Sandhya, Michael. Hi guys. Hi Anna. Hi. Got lots of shout outs this morning. Okay. So now what we're going to do is if you've added everything together and you're a 1, this is some of the qualities and what your life path is. Okay. If you're a number 1, you're number 1 literally. Like you're the ultimate. You're number 1. Okay. You're a leader, you're a doer, you're a mover, you're a shaker. Yeah, you're a little bit bossy, but you have vision. You know what you want out of your life and you're going after it. Okay? You have a tendency not to see a lot of 1s. Now, let me explain one other thing. If there's something called a master number, if you ended up before you added them together and you were 11, a 22, a 21, or a 33, those are master numbers, okay? 33 is Jesus Christ. Because he saved the world. He's a savior. It's very rare to have that 33. You're a master teacher of some sort. No joke, okay? Some people like to use 11 because you guys know 11 is a powerful number. If you start seeing 11, you're in for an awakening. So 21 acts as 1 like that, or normally a 3. It becomes a 3, but do you see what I'm saying? If you come all your numbers together and it's any of these, 11, 21, 22, or 33, they're master numbers. You don't have to put them together. A 6, you're still a 6, but you're also a 3-3. So you're a double 3, okay? So if you're back to your number 1, okay? Remember that you've got lots of energy. You are number 1. You're going forward. People aren't playing with you. You're probably a CEO or something up there. You're a mover and a shaker. Okay? You're very powerful. You're probably in charge somehow. Okay? You're probably in charge. Now, a couple of these numbers are like this so that but there's a little difference. Okay? You are confident, independent. You may have a fire sign in there somewhere. Fire signs are like that. Anna, good for you. You're a mover and a shaker. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a secret to this. If this doesn't match you, but that's your number, you're out of alignment. You're not aligned to what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? And I will explain that as I get into this better. But if you're not living your true purpose. And some people are like, well, I'm a 1, but I'm just not doing much. Well, get moving. You're a 1. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay? So you have lots of passion and you need to express it uniquely. You really do. But you're the visionary. Okay? That's your life path. Whatever your vision is, you're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to achieve it. And if you haven't gotten there, like I said, you're out of alignment. Okay? So now, you're a risk taker. It doesn't bother you at all. Okay? Mary Jane Hun, add all of that together, 118, 50, 1956, and it becomes one number. It might be 2, it might be 11, it might be 21, 22, or 33. You still can add the whole number and still get the same thing. But if you do end up with those numbers, they're master numbers. Okay? All right?
Hey, you've got Jen Krejcik. I'm not sure how to say her last name there. She says she's a 7.
A 7? I'm getting there, Jen. Yeah, she's one of my clients.
Okay.
You are Peter. You
Oh,
and
yeah.
Peter, I know. Yeah, Wendy
That's
says you guys are the exact same. You and Peter are the same age. I am 11 days older, I think.
8. You're 8 days older than me.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
That's,
28th. I'm the 19th.
That's
9
my
days.
mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she
I'm
loves
9
your
days
show.
older. It's kind of weird, huh? I know. I thought that
Yeah.
was weird too. I'm like, oh, it's cool. Okay. You're also, like I said, no one is a risk taker. Okay. You're extremely creative and develop healthy independence. Now, this is what if you're out of alignment, you have to be careful not to do this. You're domineering, opinionated, insecure, and self-destructive. If you aren't living, if you're a 1, you should be living your dreams. Think bigger. Maybe you're not thinking big enough. Okay. Marissa's a 21. Okay, I'm not going to explain those numbers till the very end, but I am going to explain a 3 because Marissa, you're also a 3. Okay. Oh, Mary Jane's like, I can't do it. I'm driving. That's okay. Okay. Yeah. If this, oh, Lori, you're a 9. That's that's a rare number, by the way. There's not a lot of 9s, by the way. Okay. Now here's a number 2. All right. Adding them together. Now, remember, I've told you this before. Sometimes a 4 is 2 2s, like a 22 or 20. Yeah. See, that's why I said they're master numbers. They act as master numbers. But 2s, all right? You're a peacemaker. You're a mediator. That's your life goal, is to create peace in the world. You may be very much a social justice type person also. You might be the peaceful marcher that's involved in some of the protests. And that's very like you. You may be the gentle proverbial hippie that's, that's just trying to make the world a better place and bring the place love. That is a 2, okay? And that is your goal in this lifetime, according to your birthday, okay? Now, you thrive off of being the one to smooth things over. The ability to talk also. You may be an air sign. Not necessarily, but you may be, because air signs are communicators. And by the way, I'm taping this in the middle of Mercury in retrograde, so I'm just warning everybody. So if something cuts out, we know that it's Mercury in retrograde. I think I'm going to buy a shirt that says, hide me, it's Mercury in retrograde. If you don't know what it is, they never believe. Kent was a skeptic until I had him watch when we were in Mercury in retrograde last time. And he had a lot of problems at work and stuff with his electronics, and he laughed.
It was insane.
And it's true. It's Mercury. I don't know why, but it really is true. So I'm just warning you guys, we're in Mercury in retrograde. So, and it's all in communication because it's in Aquarius. Aquarius is a communicator. So that's kind of what's going on. So if something, be careful not to get in any arguments now until the end of February 2021. That's when this is being taped, okay? All right. Oh, hi, Hannah. Okay, I'm watching as we're going. And also remember, before I forget, EnchantedSky.com, I am 25 to 35% off right now through the month of February for love readings and stuff. If you want a general reading or if you want a love reading, that's about $25, $35. So you save quite a bit of money. Just go on there, and you won't be able to pay me right then and there. I'll have to, when you call me for the appointment, I take the appointment because it wouldn't take a promo code. But yeah, so it's a good deal right now. And I was willing to do it. And just to help out, because I know some people, we're still a little tight with money.
25%?
25 to 35% off.
Okay.
The longer you read with me, the cheaper it gets. Oh. So, because I have even 15-minute reads. Okay. And I can tell you all about your family. That's the thing I specialize in. People are like, why don't you do the tarot? And I'm like, I don't need it. I talk to your family. I'm a medium. So anyway, let's get back to this. Okay. Okay. So number 2, you're your peacemaker, right? You're a good communicator, possibly an air sign. Remember I said that. Now, whatever job you do, it must be able to express love, cooperation, and balance. That's what you're here. That is your life path. What you are here to do in this lifetime is to make the world a better place. To just work things out with people. That's why I said social justice. It wouldn't be a surprise also if you're a Libra, because Libra is a social justice. Do you see how they overlap, sort of? Okay. Your ultimate goal is to be the real you without limitations or labels also. to be authentic. You have to be brutally, you're a pretty honest person, but you're never brutal because you're here to bring peace. So your approach to people, to situations is gentle. And if you are out of alignment and you're really blunt, you're out of alignment because that's just the way a 2 is, okay? Now, people pleasing can be your downfall. That's something that you have to work on. And you notice how some of you guys could be an empath also and be a 2. Do you see how they all work together? Okay. Mary Jane, you're a 4. Okay, I'm getting there. Oh, hi Salvador. I know who Salvador is. You know what? I have middle school and high school kids, and they're getting online with me. They found me, yeah, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Okay. You are supportive. You are sensitive. You need to learn to set your boundaries. You let people walk on you sometimes because you're probably an empath on top of everything else. And that's probably a 2. You're a 2. Okay. Now, if you're out of alignment, that means you're not living what your true path is telling you. Okay. You may be childish, self-centered, overly sensitive, or resentful. Okay? Now, you should be bringing the world love. That's what you do in this lifetime. People are drawn to you because you make them feel better. You're able, it's the way you communicate. Okay? All right? Now, I don't think I'm going to get through all these numbers. So it's going to be part 1 and part 2, and then I'm going to go into master numbers. So it's probably a 3-part series. So everybody just keep listening because I just don't think I'm going to get everything fit because there's a lot of info here. Okay? Oh, hi, Melissa. Okay. So, number 3, you're working on creativity. 3 is a creative number, a creative communication. I've always loved the number 3. Never knew why I liked the number 3, but I'm an artist and stuff. And my own license plate says Sun E3 because I love the number 3. Don't even know why, but I do. And so I guess that's a creative number and it's subconscious. So, you're working on your high creativity. You're working on creative communication. Now, what do we mean by communication? Arts, on stage, broadcasting, anything where you are creating something that you're sharing with other people.
That's interesting because before you reduce me down to an 8, my final number after you add all the birthday up is a 3-5. 35.
35.
And
okay.
that makes the 8.
Yeah. Well, you'll also have another number that's your birth name. Now, I am a 7 in my birth name, but an 8 in my birth date.
Huh.
And I'm going to explain there's a difference because you're going to see and you're going to be like, oh my God, how is this accurate? And everybody's like, oh, it's too general. Okay. I'm sorry, but if you're a blunt person like me, who's like I'm an infinity symbol, like I'm an 8, there's no way I could be a 2. Think about it. I'm just too forward and too out. Yeah. I'm kind of loud too. I don't mean to be, but I'm partially deaf. Did I ever tell you? I can't always hear in this ear. So yeah, if I get loud or something, that's kind of why.
I tend to be kind of just direct and blunt too. So yeah. I get that. I understand that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's now, didn't you say you had a fire sign somewhere in your?
I don't know. I'm all I know is I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
That's really all
because
I know
you
about
easily
that.
could be a rising sign of a fire sign. Fire signs, we move 1,000,000 miles a minute, and we just are kind of blunt because because it's almost like we don't have time to mess around. I need to say what I need to say, and I need to move on.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing
Totally
you have to be a fire sign somewhere then.
Huh.
You'll have to be a rising probably.
Yeah. Because I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
All I know
you
is
just have to know the minute you're born. If you know the minute you're born, look it up on or within an hour or so.
I was born around 9 p.m.
Okay.
In the 9 p.m. hour.
Go on astrology.com or astrocafe.com. You know what? I should be signing them up as an affiliate because I'm giving you guys a lot. You can go on there too. Do you see how all of this is coordinating though? It's very coordinated and you don't realize it. And so.
See, that's really very interesting. Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Melissa, I'll get to questions in a minute, okay? I still got a few minutes to go, so we'll just wait and you can ask that again, okay? Okay, all right. All right, wait, let me do this, okay?
I don't think, my mom says, I know Peter has Leo in him, just look at his hair. But Leo is like, isn't that like all the way in the summer or something?
Leo is, it doesn't matter. You can, really fast, one more time so I can explain this to all you. You have a sun, a moon, and a rising, depending on when you were born. My Pisces, I have a Pisces moon.
Huh.
And I have a Capricorn rising. That's so I'm a double Capricorn. So, but I can usually guess. Like when you call me, you guys, for an appointment, I can guess what you are. And they're, how'd you get that? I had an Aries call me the other day, and she talked so fast. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you an Aries? And she's like, how did you get? I'm like, because there's truth to this. I don't care what anybody says, but I bet you are.
Huh.
So look it up when you get a chance. All you have to do is go into one of these things, okay? Astro Cafe, astrology.com. They'll ask you for all the things and where your location is.
Where, like,
where you were born.
Okay.
Okay? And it'll give you everything. And it'll actually give you your trines, which are triangles, in your circle. And it'll tell you everything. North Node, everything. And I bet you, if you've got that kind of attitude that I got, where I don't always have time for this, I bet you've got to be. You've got to have a water. Fire sign.
I generally budget my time throughout the work week in 15-minute increments.
Then you, yeah.
Boom,
well,
boom,
that's
boom,
also
boom,
Capricorn,
boom.
though.
Yeah.
That's where Capricorns are very organized. Or I always get I get people that are always telling me, you seem unorganized, sort of. And I'm like, well, I'm doing 18 things at once. But if you ask me where anything is, like in my classroom, because I'm an art teacher, there's just stuff everywhere. I'll say it's on the right, second shelf, in a box.
You know exactly where it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's like a method to my madness. So, all right. So you're working on creative communication, threes, okay? Very optimistic, very generous. It's nothing for you to just give your shirt off your back. That's a 3. That's just, they're always creative. And you have to remember the general meaning of all these go to a 3. So a 2 is just you see, even it's your life path, and all 1 to 9, 0 has its own, that's a long story. I'll have one whole show on the 0. Anyway, 1 to 9, they have a general meaning to them. So I have a friend, her store, and she's actually been on here, on infinitesoulvibrations.com. Her address is 333 East State Street. And I always tell her, that's creativity. That's what that number means. And she's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So life lesson 4-3 is how to communicate through the arts. Some way, how to, even verbally, it's somehow in the arts. Okay? So if you've got a 3, somebody hit me up. I know there's 3s out there. I know there is. There are great communicators and probably are very charismatic. Okay? So that's why you're maybe on the stage. Okay? They need to live life for today. They're that type of person. They don't think about the future. They don't think about the past. They live for today, and it's part of who they are. Okay? They do tend to be a little moody, though. My granddaughter's life path is a 3. She was born on 3/3/13. Born at 11:53. She's a 3. And I keep saying she's a Scorpio rising, so she's gonna be in the arts somehow, because that's just the way they lay. I can tell you what you'll probably be doing. Like my number, I'm a teacher, and it goes right with everything I do. It just is. They can't, and there's been studies done, you guys, that if you're watching the studies, there's a study that actually says that proves, because they always say this is pseudoscience, that actually proves that you do have a tendency to choose a career according to your zodiac sign. And it was from way back in the 50s, but of course, this is pseudoscience. Anybody that does this, that keeps up on this, will know what I mean, because it's true. All right? So now, you're great communicators. You're probably, you need to live life for today. Got it. Now, here's your negativities, that they're moody. And a really creative person broods. I mean, I get it because I'm an artist too. I'm creative. But you just do. This is part of who you are. Oh, there are, Marissa, you're a 3. Awesome. Are you in the arts somehow, Marissa? somehow connected somehow to the arts? Just wondering. Tell me if you aren't. And I bet if you aren't in the arts, you draw and paint, or you do something creative in music, something. Okay? I bet you are. I bet I'm right. All right? You can lash out negatively sometimes. Sometimes there's a lack of direction with a 3. See, if you're not in doing what you're supposed to be doing, this is when you're out of alignment. Okay? That's how you can tell. If you're not living this life the way, with the number 3 path, the way it should be, that's what this is. Okay? You can be bad with money because you live for today. You're not thinking about the future. It's just part of being a 3. Okay? You may be a kind of a manic depressant kind of person. So you just have to be careful and watch that. Okay? All right? But the ultimate creativity, several artists, and I won't say but I know they are 3s. They end up being, and it's part of your life path. You have to be doing something creative in your job. If you're not doing something creative in your job, you're not happy. Okay? I'm surprised I wasn't a 3, and then I go, oh yeah, I'm an 8. I remembered that being, but I understand why. So I'll get to that soon. All right? So now, number 4, you are using hard work to reach your goals. Number 4s can be 2s, 2 2s. So it can be, and that's a whole nother thing, okay? Oh, Marissa, you work with nonverbal children. That's real creative. Think about teaching. Teaching is a really creative field. I don't think people realize they give us enough credit because you are doing a gazillion things. And Marissa, that's a wonderful job. I taught autistic for about 10 years. Autistic art yeah. So
That's cool.
Yeah. So you're learning about your true identity too. So you're going to be learning about who you really are, but at the same point, you're gonna always have to work hard, but you're always willing to do it. 4s are usually people that I just plowed my field with 20 acres and now I'm gonna do this and this and this and this, and this is what I'm gonna do in the future. They're hard workers, and they understand that they have to work hard. Nothing will come easy to a 4, but they're willing to do it to be successful, so that you understand. So I'm a 113 is a 4. Mary Jane, have you always felt like you've always had to work really hard for whatever you have? And it's part of your chart. You're willing to do it, but you understand you have to do it. Does that make sense? Okay. So these are the doers and the workers of society. These are the people they're in the trenches. Okay. It wouldn't surprise me. Mary Jane put something on there. I'll share it with you later. You are down to earth. You're grounded. Okay. Yes. Consistently a hard worker. Yep. That's what Mary Jane says. You have to. You'll never be successful if you don't. And it's just part of being a 4. Okay. Love hard work and refuse to take the easy way out. They'll never take the easy way out. That's a 4. Okay. You're well organized, orderly, deep sense of right and wrong. Now, do you see how you can be a little negative? If you're out of alignment, do you see how it could be though? You're stubborn. You could be rigid, obsessive compulsive, and dogmatic. So if you're any of those, you're not quite doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you need to really get back into alignment. Okay? Which I will show you how to do that. That's another show. I got a million shows, you guys. Okay? All right. So number 5. All right? And then we'll take some questions, you guys. Okay? Because I know you're all waiting. You're chomping at the bit. You're already asking me questions. All right? Number 5 is freedom and adaptability. Okay? You're the keys. Adaptability and happiness is the key to everything. You have to be free. Okay? I know they have to be a 5 because they're such freedom lovers. Now, I mean, it's not like you're not. I mean, I love my freedom. I'm a Sag. I like my freedom. But it's not my life path. It's different. Okay?
So a 5 is a freedom lover?
Yep. Life is an adventure that needs to be lived today. That's exactly what your ultimate path is. Do you see how you can have like, I love my freedom, but I'm going to show you what my life path is next week. I'm an 8. And I understand that even though I want my freedom, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, my goal is this. It's your life goal, what you're here to take over, okay? And let, to try to accomplish, okay? So these people are adventurous, always on the go. And I'm always on the go, but 5's not my life path, okay? And I'll explain what that all means, because there's our differences, okay? Constantly seeking change and variety. They will bore like the drop at the drop of a hat. They are not the type of person to probably work a 9-to-5 job. Okay, they may be their own boss. If not, they may not even have a job. They might be just living in a van. It's
Down
a 5.
by the river.
Seriously. Now, do you see why when I say I like my freedom, I'm also structured because I've taught for 30 years. Do you see the difference? Even though I love my freedom, I'm very much a freedom lover. Sagittarius is a person that likes to move, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So they love easily, but at the same point, they may not be married or be able to stay in a long-term relationship because they bore easily. Okay? It's coming to terms with their personal freedom. That's what the whole path number is about. Okay? Discovering what makes them happy through their freedom. Okay? All right? Oh, hi, Tamika. I just advertised for you, dear. They're seldomly have just one significant other. They're one of these, these kind of people, like, I've been married 6 times. And you're like, okay, go for it, But it's just, you're probably a 5. Most likely, if that's your ultimate thing you're working on. Okay? So they love meeting new people all the time. See, I get bored easily, but I also am stable because I'm a Capricorn. Do you see how they all intertwine? That's why I'm saying you can't just go by your zodiac sun sign. It's a sun, a moon, a rising. Your north node, you can also do numerology in 2 different ways, and I'll show you that. Okay? But numerology exists in the zodiac sign. So, see what I'm saying? Like, remember I told you I went through the certain cards by numbers? Okay? And there's more than it. If this is a show where I could really, really delve into the numbers better. I'm giving you a general overview. And if I really delved into them far, you would be like, oh my God, that is me. Okay? And eventually I will get in bits and pieces. Okay? They hate predictability. A 5 doesn't like that. They like the unknown. They like that kind of stuff. Okay? They may be very, very social with tons of friends. See, I'm social. I like people. But do you see, I can't be a 5, and I'll show you why. All right? You'll understand once you, all right? So hold on here. Your negatives, you're non-committal, you're unreliable, you're directionless. You just kind of exist. You just kind of meander all over the place. Kind of like my show. Anyway.
Well, that's the name of it, right?
Well, anybody that knows me says that this was the perfect name because I meander. You see how I get off? My kids at school understand that they can get me off subject, and they do that sometimes.
So they throw you a squirrel now and then.
Well, you know what? Because I feel like they're learning anyway. If I have something that I can teach them, then I do. So do I stick to a book? Never.
No.
But I'm the art teacher, even though we do have books. A lot of people don't realize the art programs have books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And then also a 5 is inconsistent. They have. But do you see how I can't be a 5 now because they're inconsistent? And if you're out of alignment, but they're just here today, gone tomorrow. Where I'm part of my chart is planning my retirement, planning my future. It's a Capricorn thing. I doubt very highly a Capricorn would be a number 5. Do you see how that works? Okay. So now it's 10:15, and I already got people asking questions. So we're going to take questions for the last 15 minutes. Now, next week, I'm going to come back. I'm going to give you all my 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then I'm going to start going through master numbers. Okay? All right, people want to ask questions. So let's go back a little. Let's see. Jamie,
Jen's got one actually over
can
here.
Spirit give me my friend Jamie some relationship advice? She needs some. She is in need of spiritual uplifting. Jen, that's kind of general. It's hard for me to focus on that. Can you be just a tad more specific, and that would help me out? Is she just not meeting the right man? I see. There's too many ifs on that. So rewrite the question, okay? Marissa, Sharon, Adcock, Kira, 7. Okay. Hannah, is it why that they call a 50? Hannah wants to know, 50 Shades of Grey. Actually, I never thought of that. Maybe it is. Think about that. A 5 would be a non-committal person. 50 would be a 5. You know what? See, there's subconscious stuff going on with these numbers too. And you know what? You may have hit something on the head with that, Anna. Okay. Melissa, will you ever be happy with your job situation in your life? Yeah, but in about 6 months because you're leaving. You're doing something different. I want to say you're moving forward with something you really like. Remember, this is the age of Aquarius, and we have to make ourselves happy. Okay? And if we're not making ourselves happy, you are. Because the age of Aquarius, that's what it represents. And if you notice, people are leaving jobs left and right. People just don't care anymore. I mean, there's just kind of an attitude. Do you know what I'm saying? With everybody. I can't take it anymore. I'm not happy in this. Why did I waste my time? You are going to be leaving. You're doing something different. And if you have to stay in that job, I feel like if you have to, you're going to have a plan. I don't know if it's a business plan or doing something a little different that makes you happier. Okay? Anna, when do you see me having my hip surgery? I would say May and June. It's not as soon as you wanted it. I feel like they're backlogged. Okay, Anna? What other questions we got here? All right. We got a relationship. The government.
I think this is Kent asking over here.
Oh, is this Kent asking this? What do you see for my business? I've the next 3 months. You better get ready. You're on a roller coaster. Kent, you're on a roller coaster. You know what? I feel like I'm on the roller coaster too. We're on a treadmill. You better be prepared. And you got to make some decisions coming up within this year. And you know what we've talked about. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. Okay? Is that right? I'm a dental. Okay.
I'm a 3.
Is that right? Okay, Lana. Melissa, you're a dental hygienist. I feel like, is there somebody that bothers you at work that's kind of a jerk? I kind of feel that, Melissa. I feel like you would be better in another. Yeah, you're going to do something. It's a combination. Now I can see this, but sometimes you guys have to give me just a little bit of information so that I can zone in on it. I don't need like a ton of it. You're going to move to another place, and you're doing both. Like I said, you're going to do 2 things. Okay, you're going to start like a little side business, side hustle, and you're doing a new. You're going to be in a new office because somebody's a big pain in the butt. I don't know if it's a dentist or whoever it is, but okay. Will I be able to travel overseas to see my girlfriend this summer? Earl, I say yes, because I say my predictions. Now, haven't I been predicting, Pete, about the 3rd stimulus check? I've been saying it was coming around the end of February, maybe 3rd week or so, and now they're talking. So I can be wrong with a little bit of time, but like I have been wrong with time. Time is hard because it's fluid, but I still got the check right. I said we would get another check here in the United States. I have to remember I'm talking to half the world is somewhere else. So yeah, half my followers, about 54% are out of the United States. So Marissa, you have to be more specific, okay? Melissa says yes. Melissa, you just started the new office. Okay, that's what I picked up. Okay, you're going to be much better there. Okay? And they're going to leave you alone better. Okay? All right? Sometimes I pick up what's happened. Like, I'll be like, oh, you're leaving. And then they're like, oh, well, I just started. Oh, I saw. Okay. Because, remember, time's a little fluid. Okay?
Dale,
you're going to quit smoking, but you have to do it in increments. I don't know what that means. I want to say maybe a little at a time. You're going to also need some meds. I don't know if it's like the Chantix or, but you will. By the end of the year, you're going to be smoke-free. All right?
Awesome.
You have to have confidence in that because I know I see that for sure. Okay?
There's Kent again.
What is Alice's pain from? Kent, does
There,
she?
there you go, Kent.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Sorry,
I'm
Kent.
sorry.
Kent's
Sorry,
my
Bob.
producer, you guys.
Yeah, he's the normal producer for
Okay,
Lana.
no
here.
problem, Dale. He's here. Well, I don't mind having you here, Pete. Eventually, when I get ready to do a past life regression, I'm gonna put you under. We're gonna interview you here.
That'll be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, because I was just telling him before I can sometimes see your past lives. I don't know. It's like you carry it, and I don't understand. But I was telling him he was a Viking, and he goes, I kind of feel maybe I was. I said, no, you were. You have it in your bloodline, like genetically too. It's a combination. So when you go do searching in your DNA, I bet you're gonna find it.
Huh.
So, but it's both. You got it both. So anyway.
Anyway, what's Alice's pain actually?
I know. I want to say, Kent, does she have a bad hip? Is there something wrong with her hip? Because tell me if there is, because it feels like, yeah. Dale, okay, hold on. Will I gain or lose weight then? Dale, okay, I'm going to talk to you soul-wise. You're aware. Because you said that, you're aware that you won't gain weight if you are careful. Do you see what I'm saying? He says, yes, I'm right. Yeah, there's a hip issue. I want to say a lot of that, Kent's coming from her hip. I don't quite understand all that, but there's something to do with her hip. And I do feel like it's like there's some type of inflammation there. It could also be intestinal because it's in the same area, but I feel like it's mostly bone and hip. So that's what I'm picking up. Okay. Yeah. He asked if her hip was, and yes, that's true. It was her hip. Okay. Yeah. I'm also a medical intuitive. Some people won't do it because they're scared of getting sued. I just say, this is what I feel. This is what you should do. I am not a doctor. This is what they're telling me to tell you. Usually that's kind of what we're doing it. Okay. Any messages coming in to no. Mary, that's a little bit too, you guys remember I've got like 300,000 people watching me right now. So it's really hard unless you give me a really super specific question. Okay. All right. Lori, will John, my hubby, get promoted soon? It's not as soon as you want. And he's going to be kind of mad about it, but it's more like in the second part of the year. Okay. I want to say like maybe more like October. And I say it's not going to be enough. And he may get hot and he may be starting to look for a new job. It's just not what he deserves. He's working way too hard and they're abusing him at this point. So be prepared that he may just say, you know what, I'm not doing this. Because and I want to say it's September, mostly October, but it's more the second part of the year. Okay? Yeah, okay. All right. Can't tell me more, am I right? Because he's answering me. My producer's answering me right now. Okay. Am I having more children? Melissa, how many kids? You have 2 now? You have to give me a little information because I see 2 so far. And how many kids do you have? Then I can tell you for sure. Mary, is your husband happy with where we are now? He's bored. But we all are bored. Just remember that. I want to say a lot of this energy, you guys, will pass soon. And if you can't feel it, it's hitting February. Just like I said, you're going to see a speed up. There's I don't know if you can feel it. I can feel it. I don't know. Can you feel it? There's a increase in energy somehow.
Well, yeah. And I don't know how to explain it.
No, I don't either, but I can feel it.
It's almost kind of like building. You can it's like a surge.
Crescendo.
Yeah.
Like a crescendo.
It feels like it's
positively.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe it's because
it feels good.
Now, I just talked to somebody last night who had COVID in England. She was in Liverpool. And she said too that about 20 to 30% of England is now been vaccinated, and so it's about 20% here. I think that we're chomping at the bit, and I think that that's what the energy is. We're wanting to get out, we're wanting to do things. But I see a huge surge up now through April, and into May, you're going to see like travel bans be lifted. There's going to be stuff like that going on, okay? I don't predict a huge recession. I just don't. Will there be a little bit? I did predict. I said there'd be maybe a little bit, but it's not that bad. People are going to get out and about, and a lot of I also predicted a lot of the stores that had closed, like the major stores that they closed, they're going to reopen. They're going to have to. People are going to be wanting to buy. They're going to want to get out. They're going to want to go on vacation. They're going to want to go to sporting events. And I know that they're trying to scare us by saying there's another virus and the shots won't help and blah blah. Don't listen to that. Yeah, this is what my doctor said when I got COVID. Turn every single social media off for the next 2 weeks.
Turn it off. Yeah.
Because it scares you. You're wondering if you're going to die and all this stuff. He goes, turn it off. Do what I'm telling you. You will feel better. And I did. And I started to get better. Now, do I still have a little bit of a lingering cough? I do. Just a little bit, but it's been 34 days. And sometimes when I get sick, I end up with a little cough for a couple weeks, a few weeks after. But I'm better. So, yeah.
Cool. Jen is asking something about her friend.
Looking for
over
them
here.
to stay married or separate for my friend. I feel they need to separate, Jen. Okay? Radiating pain down my leg from my hip to my lower calf.
That would be Alice.
Yep,
Kent.
it's her hip, dear. She must have a sciatic. It's something to do with that. I want to say, Kent, there's a massive misalignment that I know you might not believe. I don't know what people believe. I'm a believer in chiropractic because my chiropractic is also a health nutritionist and homeopath. So I think you need to look at that. Okay. Yeah, see, I was rating down my leg. Okay, from my hip to my lower calf. I want to say that's sciatic because I feel it's the hip. Okay, all right. Yeah, I did pick that up. I was surprised. Okay, turn off the media or give some good news for a change. Hey, that's why everybody's watching me, Dale, because I'm all positive. At least that's what everybody tells me. And it's so funny to see some of my best friends who have known that I am burned out of teaching. I love my job. I do. I love children, but I've done it for 30 years. I need to move on now. And I know that. And that's what this is. That's why everybody's like, you just seem like you're so happy. It's like you're almost your real you. And I'm like, it is, because I like doing this. This is fun. So, to me anyway. All right? So, yeah, I try to be uplifting. Oh, I'm also Sag. Sages have a tendency to be very positive type people. So when I'm out of alignment, which I have been for quite a number of years, I'm moody, I complain all the time, I'm depressed, I'm out of alignment. This is my alignment. That's why you see me happy. So that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so, all right, thank you. No problem, dear. I agree. Yep, let's see. Pain radiating. Okay, we got other questions. If I eat hot peppers and raw garlic, will it burn the flu? Sharon, you got the flu, huh? You know what? That is true. You know that they've proven that in studies, right, Sharon? That eating, like I'll eat pepperoncinis. It does decrease your flu symptoms and the length of your flu. Plus, it's really super high vitamin C. Peppers have more vitamin C than oranges.
Really?
So, yeah.
Huh.
And I used to be an old wives' tale in my husband's family. You know what? You're coming down with something, go eat a bunch of peppers.
See, and I've got peppers and I love hot stuff.
I do
love
too.
Peppers.
I do too.
Yeah, and whenever I'm feeling not quite, I just eat some of those, and then you're like,
You are, yep.
clears you up and makes you feel good. And, you're
And
like,
there's absolute truth to that. They've proven it in studies. So if you looked it up, you'll find it. It's a study that was done in the 90s. Because I grew up like that. I'm married to my husband, and they would hand me, you get a cold? Here, have a pepper. And I'd be like, really? And it's true. It really does work. It's not just a wives' tale. Because there's always truth in those wives' tales, right?
And I even like to put a little bit of scorpion Tabasco sauce in my coffee in the mornings.
Do you? I'm not that bad. But I do like a little, I make my own salsa, and I like a little kick in it. Like some poblanos, yeah. So, okay, one more question. Thank you. You're a breath of fresh air. Thank you, Wendy. I thought so, Sharon says. Okay. Can a chiropractor help someone with multiple surgeries? Anna, I believe in my chiropractor I knew from another lifetime. It's a long story, but he recognizes me too. And it's just weird. I met him and it's a whole show. Like when you're doing past lifetime and you've had past life regression, you're never the same, which I do. And I'm actually cheap because some of these people that do hypnosis, you guys, $400, $500, I'm $150. I'm like, and I'll do any of it for you. And then I also give you a videotape that you can watch on my YouTube channel so that you can because if you don't keep watching, you lose it after 6 weeks. A lot of people don't realize you got to keep up with it. You got to keep almost like hypnotizing yourself again. But anyway, I think I really believe in chiropractic, and I honestly, he's my doctor. He legally here in the state of Illinois, he can be my primary doctor, and he is. And he's a good guy. We get along really well. He's a wonderful man. He's in Rockford. I should ask.
Say his name.
Yeah,
His name. Give him a plug.
Well, you know what?
It's all right.
You know what? I should. Jim Morgano. He's in Rockford, Illinois, and he's just really good. I've had him. I mean, I drive over 40 minutes one way to get to him. I do have another one that on occasion, if I need a quick adjustment in my neck, I will go. But I can't. He's just the best. And you walk in, he knows you. He's known me since his kids were little, so probably 15, 18 years.
We're right at 10:30. Do we have time for just one? We could take time one more. We got Dale Ann over here with another really quick one.
Earl says thank you for the vlogs, especially with the career. I hope my career takes off soon. I hope it does too, because this is the year of change, guys. Remember, it's a 5. Not only remember you had a 5 as a love of freedom and adaptability, and life as an adventure. Do you see how it combines? Life's an adventure, and it's a 5. You're going to have change. Yep. If you want to or not, it's coming. So just be prepared.
You want to answer Dale Ann on the big screen real quick?
One more question. You could. I'm usually I want everyone happy. Will my pain from arthritis subside? Dale, I want to say this. Quit smoking. When you quit smoking, you're going to feel better. That did not come from me. I channeled that. It's something to do with all of it. Okay? All right? Blessings to y'all, you guys.
All right. We'll be back. Well, Lana will be back next week, Saturday at 9:30 with producer Kent. And you'll have a wonder. I'm going to watch that because I want to know all about the 8.
Yes.
Because that's my
number 2. You
need
to know because it's an infinity sign.
All right. We'll be back. See you all then. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.